Good morning from Norway and US. Okay, so today I'll be presenting on M3 and I'll be also updating you guys regarding some of the collaboration of Utopia. I'll be leaving that at the end of the presentation. So without wasting any more time, let me share my presentation slides, all right? Okay. Okay, can you guys see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it's nice to have people from all around the world, right, together. And it's nice to see people connect each other. Okay, so why is this possible? Because we are in the Web3 business. Great. So today it's very important to know that the money flowing, the direction of the money flow, because when we know the direction of the money flow, we are indirectly increasing the efficiency and positioning ourselves at the right place. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let us look at this. Like, where did the money flow in the 80s? So back in the 80s, we know that the money was flowing into the real estate industry. So we have JP Morgan, BlackRock, British Land. So these are the big boys in the 80s. So they made huge money because they went into the real estate. Because back then, for you to acquire a property, I mean, like, it's affordable for everyone, right? But right now, what happens? Right now, the price of the property has increased a lot. I mean, like, for younger generation especially, they have the difficulty of them to buy a property or owning one property is getting harder and harder. The challenge is higher and higher. Why is that so? Because it already reaches a cap, right? And for property, it is not as liquid as digital asset, right? Or gold. So back in 80s, these are the people, these are the big boys that made the first buck because they catch on the right trend. What about in the 2000? So in the 2000, we have Google, we have Amazon, we have Facebook, Alibaba. These are the people that caught on the trend of the internet. Agree? So I was born in the 90s, so I didn't manage to catch up to the trend of the internet. But instead, I'm using internet. So right then, these people created Google, Facebook, and right now they are the big boys because they own a lot of database. And this is what made them huge. But what about now? Where's the money flowing right now? I believe the money is flowing right now into the Web3. We often hear about Web3. What is Web3 about? Web3 is the fundamental technology consists of the Bitcoin. Okay, it consists of the whole pictures. We have mining, we have Bitcoin mining, Ethereum mining, plenty of mining, proof of work, proof of stake. We have the public chain, right? Back in those days, people are developing their own blockchains, okay? They have exchange platforms like Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, plenty of them. We even have wallets. I believe most of you uses MetaMask, Token Pocket, Trust wallets, plenty of this, and also some payment gateways, okay? So these are in the ecosystem of Web3, all right? So let's look at Web3. When did it start? Web3 started in 2009. So back in 2009 to 2015, what was the main focus? People are focusing on building their own public chain and mining. Okay, so I myself, I went into my first encounter was 2015. So I bought 18 Bitcoin at the price of 250 USD, but I sold it at 750. I made a good 3x, but then I didn't realize what is Bitcoin about because I just went in and then I jump out. So after that, after that, I went into the study. I did some research, and then I realized, okay, I can get Bitcoin through mining machine. So back then in 2015, the market cap for Bitcoin is only like 6.5 billion. But right now, in the year of 2024, we are looking at a market cap of like 1,268 billion. Okay, imagine within 9 years, the market cap of the Bitcoin has increased almost 200-fold. That's a lot, okay? We don't get to see this often in other industry. This is why I am wholeheartedly into the Web3 business, because this is a fast track. We need to position ourselves right, and then everything will be in high efficiency, okay? So what about the Ethereum market cap? In 2015, similarly, it went from 80 million and right now it's like 428 billion. So back in 2009 to 2015, They are building on the infrastructures. So they are focusing mainly on the speed and security. This is during when Web3 just started. But right now, let's look at the features now for Web3. We have exchange platform, we have DeFi lending, we have SaaS. SaaS is known as like service as a software. We even have NFT, and some of the NFT is no longer just purely from the blockchain, but they also produces token. So we also have GameFi, SocialFi, inscription, and Layer 2 as well. These right now are all consist of the features of Web3. So things have evolved not only from the fundamental technology, but things are getting more and more stable, technology getting more and more advanced, and the infrastructures right now from 2020 to 2024, they went through a very huge upgrade. So these are the solution that they are addressing to the current infrastructures. So we will tend to look into more and more real-world application, all right? So we are no longer competing against your transaction speed. We're no longer competing against your gas fee. So what is the most impactful trend right now in 2024? I mean, like, what is the most valuable trends right now in Web3? In my opinion, I believe that the community is one of the most important factor in the Web3 industry. Next, it will be the utility of the token, because when your utility of the token solve real world issues, definitely there will be a demand, right? And this is why I'd like to introduce M3 to everyone over here. Okay, so for M3, it consists of three important segments, right? So the first one is called the MarsVerse. So it is like a metaverse where we get the community on board. All right. So M3 is DAO. All right. So what is a DAO? DAO is known as a decentralized autonomous organization. Okay. It is a different operation mechanism compared to the traditional corporate practice, whereby there's no boss over here. Okay. So we runs like we runs like a community. Everyone comes from all around the world. We work remotely, and each of us, each of the people over here, we all have our own voting rights. We can decide the direction together. So this is fair. No one to boss you around. I believe this is why we are in a DAO. And the straightforward and the only direction to get the community on board is by getting an avatar, because we aim to be the traffic aggregation asset management platform. So in MarsVerse, what we try to do is we try to build 1 million DID. And when I mention 1 million DID, it's just the first baby step, because we have like global population of 8 billion. So 1 million is easily achievable. Okay. And Metaverse, I mean, for MarsVerse, it is responsible for getting the community on board. What about Mars Chain? Mars Chain will be the blockchain of the M3 DAO. So Mars Chain operates on the layer 2 blockchain. All right. When we refer to layer 2 blockchain, okay, we'll be riding on top of the Ethereum chain. So a good news is the testnet will be available next month, early August. So stay tuned for the announcement, but just some insight for you guys right now, okay? And in Mars Chain, what we're going to deploy is the DID. So DID is known as the decentralized identity. I will be elaborating on the DID in the further slides, okay? What about the MCD token? So MCD token is the main token for the M3 DAO. Okay, it is very valuable. So I will also be like explaining how are you going to get the MCD token. Okay, so we have MarsVerse to get on the community on board. We have Mars Chain to bring the technology, responsible for the underlying fundamentals. And next, we have Mars Protocol. So Mars Protocol consists of Mars Lab and Mars Ventures. So who runs Mars Protocol? The investment DAO. So we have talented people getting on board, no matter which country you're from. We invite talent like this to get on board with us. So I'll be explaining and introducing some of the investment DAO members further on. So what is ID? Just now I mentioned something about DID, right? Decentralized ID. But over here, what is ID? I believe each of the individual right here, I mean, in this Zoom session, we all have our own ID. We have our passport, we have our own identity card. But notice that when you guys log in into Zoom, what do you need to key in? You need to input your email address, you need to input your password. But has it ever happened to you that there are times you forgot your password? For example, in Facebook, what do? You just click forget password, right? And what happened next? And then an email will be sent to you. So that email sent to your account, and then what happens? There's a reset button. So you're able to reset your password. Why is that so? Because all these data are stored in the server. So if you forgot your password in Facebook, so Facebook, the data are stored in the server of Facebook. So they are able to send it and reset because everything is decentralized. Similarly, maybe some of us over here, we have few Facebook account, we have few Zoom accounts. It's not, I mean, like that is very common because that is centralized. And what's the difference over here? I mean, like we need to create an awareness because it is important to know how much is your ID worth, okay? So over here, we know that Facebook has actually 2.9 billion active users, whereby Google has like 4.9 billion active users. Do you know that each of our ID is worth 600 USD? This is very conserved, okay? Have you ever have you ever experienced sometimes that you're receiving random calls, cold calling, they got your number, we don't know where they got the number from, asking you whether you want to buy this property or whether are you interested into this product. Why is that so? Because our data is getting exploited, and who is making the most out of them? The data service. Okay, so right now Facebook has a market value of 1.26 trillion. Okay, how did it get this big? It's because they have a lot of users. So we are the one that contributes by providing our data, providing our personal information to them. And in return, do we get anything? Okay, maybe we are able to use the Facebook. We are able to use the social media platform. But in fact, we don't get anything in return. Yes, they are 1.26 trillion, they are the big boys, but without us, they won't be this big. So to me, it's technically unfair. But this happens in Web 2. So to them, I mean, like it's okay because they catch on the right trend during the 2000. But in Web 3, it is a whole new reshuffle, all right, whereby each of the user, each of the community, we eventually get back what belongs to us. Okay, we get what belongs to us and we get our share accordingly. So you can look at this video. You're talking about how much is the value of your data, right? So how do you calculate that? How Facebook achieved 1.26 trillion? So yeah, I mean, like when we're only a single individual, my data won't be valuable. But if we have 1 billion or 10 billion, there will be a huge, huge difference. So this is how they are making money. And this is why our ID is worth value, okay? So I'm here to create an awareness. I hope that people know that the true value of your ID worth is because our ID are being exploited as we speak, okay? So they're exploiting our data right now as we speak. So it's important to let everyone know that our ID is worth at least like a 600. That's conservatively. So what's the difference between the ID and ID, right? Okay, for example, platforms like Apple, Google, WeChat, and Facebook, they are a centralized management. Okay, when I mean centralized management, we are talking about we are able to forget password because the data are stored in their servers. But in the DID, it's a decentralized management. Decentralized management is means that each of our data is stored in the blockchain. So when your data is stored in a blockchain, will it be hacked? Will it be breached? All right, I mean, like it'll be highly private and security, right? Because only you and only you yourself are able to authorize the transaction. And for example, for you to hack into a blockchain of Bitcoin, it is nearly impossible because you need more than 51% dominance to do that. And for like Apple and Google, we often face a problem regarding this cross-device synchronization. It means that whenever I use a different app, I'll need to register a new account because they don't link. The server of these companies, they don't link. That's why I need to register a new account. But when we have the DID, it will be a cross-platform compatibility, okay? It will be highly compatible. So when you have your own wallet address, your own DID, you simply just need to do it, log in into the D app, decentralized application, and you can use it. You do not need to register a whole new account. So save a lot of hassle. And we also have this, I mean, like when we let's say we do Airbnb, okay, there's this autofill function, right, whereby you can actually autofill all your information. Yes, it will save a lot of time, very convenient, but in fact, it's actually means that your data is stored in the servers. So, but for DID, it's highly user autonomy. So, what is the difference right here? I mean, in DID, security and privacy is highly and improvised and enhanced. But servers like Apple, Google, WeChat, and Facebook, there is always leakage, even restrictions and also blocking. Imagine sometimes, let's say if you have a Facebook account and you make a Facebook post regarding something very sensitive or maybe something related to politics, maybe your post will be censored or maybe it will block, right? And this is why it is possible because it is centralized. So when DID evolved, it, it is actually applicable to multiple industries. We are talking about finance, we are talking about medical. Okay, some simple example of medical, let's say, if you ever have you ever got sick in a different country, when you approach to a clinic or to a doctor, what's the first thing that the doctor gonna ask you? He or she will be asking you, do you have any allergic to any medication? Did you undergo any operation during the past few years? So why are they asking you all these questions? Is because they do not have access to your information. Your data is not stored with them because it is centralized. So you will need to provide whole new data again. So, but when we have DID, what they need to do is we simply need to authorize, and they'll be able to access to all this information. And all of this information is stored in the blockchain. So we're expecting about 3 to 5 billion USD of the market evaluation in this DID industry by year 2025. All right. So what's the most important thing right now is like the DID is the next trend in the Web3, as I mentioned, community and utility. So how do we get the community to get them on board? So simple, in MarsVerse, you will be able to get on board by getting an avatar. All right. So for avatar, we have 5 avatars over here, range from 100 USD, and then the 500 USD, 1000 USD, 5000, and 10,000 USD. Okay. So these are the avatars that you are able to get. Okay. So once you've chosen your avatar, then you're on board into the MarsVerse. So you're also part of the M3 DAO. So what is there for you for the avatar? I mean, like each of these avatar, they have a daily energy output of a 0.5% to 2%, but it will fluctuate every day. Okay, so how does this figure come from? Where these figures come from? Actually, these figures, it will be coming from the profits generated through the Mars protocol. All right, so I'll be further elaborating on that. Okay, over here, when you get the 100 avatar, you're entitled for this X5 for the energy output leverage. Okay, for 500 you'll be getting X3.5, which is 1750. For 1000, you're getting X3.5, which is 3500. For 5000, you're getting X4. For 10,000, you're getting X5. Notice over here that when you get 100 or 10,000, the energy output is the same. It's also X5, but there's a catch, because for 100 you're only entitled to get at most 2 avatar. Okay, at most. All right. So what do? So you can try to get on board with 100 avatar, and you can get X5 of the energy output leverage. So this 0.5 to 2% is a passive income for the avatar that it would generate every day. 0.5% to 2%. It will fluctuate. What happens if I want to build a community? Okay, over here in M3MarsVerse, there is this energy sharing mechanism whereby we're entitled of up to 2 generation of our sponsors and 5% of that. For example, let's say I'm able to get the first generation of my sponsors 5% of his daily yield, and also the sponsors for the sponsors another 5%. So what is there in me if I build the referrals? So when I build referrals, I'll be entitled up to 3 generations. So the first generation will be 50%, the second generation will be 30%, and the third generation will be 20%. Let me give you guys a simple example, okay? So let's say today I get on board into the MarsVerse. I've got myself a 100mm avatar, okay? Let's say I got myself a 100mm avatar. The maximum energy output that I'm getting is 500. Is that right? But let's say I referred someone, he joined in as a 10,000 mm. What is he getting? Assuming he's getting 1% a day, you'll be getting 100. So the first generation, I'll be getting 50% of his daily yield. Since he's getting 100, 50% of 100, it means like a 50. Which means that I'll be getting 50 as well. Okay, because here's my first generation, here's my referral. So after 10 days, the maximum I can get is 500, right? So after 10 days, what happens? My avatars will be depleted. So before that happens, what I need to do is I need to replenish a new avatar, all right, to make sure that my earnings will be burned. So this is very important. So besides having the bonus from the sponsors or the referrals, there is also levels and ranking to be achieved over here, because this is what community building is. Okay, so for M1, to entitle to be M1, there are a few terms and requirements. The first one will be a direct affiliates of 3%, and then you need to achieve 20,000 energy input, but this is neglecting the big community. All right, so when you fulfill this, you'll be entitled for 10% energy output. This applies to the whole community. All right, so let me give you guys a simple example. So if today I referred 3%, the first person came in at 5,000, the second person came in at 5,000, and the third person came in at 10,000. Am I entitled to be M1? The answer is no, because 10,000 is my biggest community. I need to exclude that. All right, so how am I entitled for M1? I will need to bring in another 10,000. So excluding one of the 10,000, 10 plus 5 plus 5, it sums up to 20,000. Then yes, I am entitled for M1. So for M2, for you to get entitled, it's the same rules, but you need to have 2 M1. And for M3, you need to have 2 M2. And for M4, the challenge is higher. You need to have 3 M3, and you're getting 30%. M5, 3 M4, you're getting 40%, and the maximum is M6, 3 M5, which is getting 60%. So this is why it's important, is because when you build your community, it's important to get everyone on the same foot as you, because you need to deliver the same information and make sure everyone is updated. So this is how you build a community. When you build a community, you'll be able to achieve higher rank or higher level. So over here, this is a very important part that I'm going to cover. Each of the profits, no matter active or passive, if each of this daily energy output generated by the avatar will be split into 3 components. The first one will be known as the MM. So 50% will go to the Martian material, and with MM, you're able to convert it into the stable token, which is the USDT, and 30% will be go to this UME, which is the unknown Martian element. So with this UME, you're able to get more MCD token, which I emphasize over here because MCD token is the main token for the whole M3 DAO. And the remaining 20% will be the Martian capsule, which is 20%. This 20% will be used to exchange for goods or to spend. Okay, and this also plays a very important role. I will also explain in the next slide. So over here, what can we do with this MM? There are 4 usage for MM. The first usage, you can use this MM to get yourself an avatar. So for example, if you have 100mm, you'll be able to mint a 100mm avatar. So besides this, what can you do? You are also able to convert the MM into USDT with some fees incurred. Or you can send the MM to your community. You can transfer it to your community, but it must be the same lineage, all right? So lastly, with this MM, you're also able to get more UME. So over here, let us look at this video, right? So this video, I mean, this guy, he converts 50mm into USDT and he receives it in seconds. So let's look over here. So he input 50mm And then what happens? There's some fees incurred. There's a pop-up for you to authorize it because it's in the blockchain. So after that, you can check your wallet. And then he received a total of 47 USDT. Okay, so everything happens within seconds. So this is very convenient and it is very user-friendly. So this is a token pocket, okay? So what about UME? 30% of the energy output goes to UME. So why is UME so important? Because when you have more UME, you'll be getting more MCD, okay? So over here, I'll be explaining the tokenomics of the MCD. So MCD, the total distribution is 2.1 million, all right? So over here, only 10% of the allocation goes to the platform owners. So we're looking at the technical development, the project operations, even liquidity buildings, and also other operation activities. Why 10%? Because when MCD token is listed, there will be a certain amount of this MCD is required to be the liquidity, else no one will be able to trade. So this 10% is allocated for that as well. And there's one interesting point over here, you see, 90%, 90% of the MCD token, they are in the hands of the community. And 90% of the MCD token will be released in the 4 phases, okay? So over here, we have a total of 4 phases. In the first phase, it will be happening in 60 days time. In fact, it's ongoing already. We are halfway through, okay? So in the first phase, 20% of the distribution of MCD, which is 420,000, will be released and distributed among all the community. So when you have UME, you're able to get the MCD. So after the first phase, what happens? There'll be 2 scenarios. The first one, the community decides to continue to the second phase because they want to get more MCD. Or the second scenario will be the committee decides to list the token. So what happens here? They'll be voting. We want to list the token. So if we have majority, 51% of the votes from the community decides to launch the token, then MC will be launched. Then it will happen. What if we decide to go to the second phase? So when we vote to continue, on the second phase, it will be happening in 90 days. So the second phase will be 30% of the total distribution, which is 630,000 tokens will be released, okay? As for the third phase, similarly, 90 days, 30% of the token, which is 630,000, will be released and distributed among the community. And the last one, the fourth phase, which will be only 30 days. So in the fourth phase, only 10% of the token will be released, which is 210,000 tokens. So over here, that's a very interesting point. Okay, what is the longest time required for the MCD token to be listed? 60 plus 90 plus 90 plus 30, a total of 270 days. Then the token will be listed. So 9 months, right? Will it be listed within 4 months? Possible. Or 5 months? Possible, because after the second phase will be 2 plus 3, 5 months, right? So if we vote to list MCD token on the second phase, then it'll be listing on multiple exchange. So who is in control? 90% of the token is in the hands of the community. This is why we are a DAO. So the community is in control. And when the community is in control, things will be very interesting. So right now, what am I going to explain over here is the distribution guidelines of the MCD token. So assuming in the first phase, we have 1 million UME, all right? So in the first phase, I mentioned 20% of the MCD token to be released, right? So 20%, which is 420,000. So divided by 1 billion UME, which equals to 0.42. So which means that 1 UME, you are getting 0.42 MCD token, all right? So what happens if we move on to the second phase? Right now, in the second phase, we have 10 million UME, okay? So the MCD token is 30%. So 30% multiplied by 2.1 million, we're looking at a 630,000 token. So by simply taking 630,000 divided by 10 million, 1 UME, you're only getting 0.063 MCD. Why are you getting so much lesser? It's because in the second phase, more and more community will get on board, all right? So this is very important. It's because when you're in the first phase, the number of MC that you're getting is more compared to the second phase. That's why, when's the best time? It's the first phase. But doesn't mean that the second phase is not a good time, all right? because when more and more people comes in, more and more people use UME to convert MCD, the value of the MCD will be also increases because the demand is high, but the supply is only limited to 2.1 million. We need to know this, right? So the next test net for our Mars train will be on August. I'm not sure, 7th of August or 8th of August. We need to stay tuned for the announcement, all right? So next, what do we have? After MCD is listed, it's not the end. In fact, it's only the beginning, okay? Remember I mentioned what we try to build over here. We are trying to build 1 million DID. We are trying to create an awareness to let everyone to join us in the community, to know how much is our data worth. Don't get exploited, all right? So when we have 1 million DID, 1 million users, okay, imagine if we have someone earning 100 grand in M3 DAO, okay, is it too much to ask for to fork like a 1% of the earning to build the liquidity? So 1% of 100 grand is like 1,000. Maybe some of the people feel like, oh, maybe it's a bit too much. But what about 0.1%, 100 USD? So when we have 1 million DID, 1 million users, imagine if you multiply 1 million by 100 USD, it will be 100 million. So with 100 million, we will easily top any chain as one of the biggest liquidity pool provider. All right. So the next phase after MCD token get listed, it will be on building robust liquidity. So MCD token will be listed in multiple exchange. All right. So stay tuned for that. And why MCD is so valuable? Okay, let's do a simple calculation. 90% of the total distribution of MCD token, 2.1 million. 90% of 2.1 million is equals to 1.89 million, correct? So when we have 1.89 million in the hands of the community, and we are building 1 million DID, so we take 1.89 million token, divide by the 1 million community. How many tokens are we holding? Only 1.89 tokens per individual. It's very, very limited, okay? Because the supply is so small. So if you only have 1.89 token, are you going to sell your tokens at $10? Are you going to sell the MCD at 100 or maybe 1,000 or maybe 10,000? It depends on the community because we decide the price because 90% of the price is in our hand. So when the quantity is so limited, what happens? I believe most of the people, they won't be able to sell it. They would, not to say it won't be able, I mean, they don't want to sell it because there's a price surge and we are able to build a strong liquidity with everyone getting on board. So this is why I feel like there's a huge potential for MCD token. And when you have the MCD token, the MCD is a DAO token. So when you have this, you're also entitled to get airdrops, free airdrops from a collaboration of other project owners, let's say in the future, but we'll be announcing this in the future. So you'll be getting airdrops. So what happens then? Everyone will be rushing to buy the MCD. When people want to buy MCD, who do they get it from? They get it from the community. All right. So that explains the supply and demand as well. So we know that 50% of the 50% of the daily goes to the 30% goes to the UME. The remaining 30% will be the Martian capsule, which is called the MC. Why is it important to have the MC? I want to spend 100% as the MM. Is it possible? If we do that, we won't be able to get the database for the merchant. Why? Imagine if we have 1 million DID over here. If we have 1 million DID, 1 million users, each of this individual, they have 20% of their daily earnings required to spend. Who will come and join the community? Merchants. Everyone will be eager to rush in because they want to have the sales volume. So in return, what do we get? We are able to bargain with each of this merchant. What do you give me in return? Give me a discount, maybe 20 to 50%, depending on what is the business nature of the merchant, correct? For example, maybe F&B, they can go up to like 40 to 50%. But for electronics, maybe 10 to 20% because the margin is different. So different business nature has different benefits. So where does this goes to? Where all these benefits goes to? It will be going to the M3DAO, to all the community. So it's important to have the MC because it will be gathering all the merchants and they will be using our DMS system, which is the decentralized merchant system, right? So right now we have community getting on board into Masters. We have the Mars chain. What's Mars protocol? Mars protocol is operated by the investment DAO. Okay, so in Mars protocol we have the Mars lab. So in Mars lab it provides a series of services. Okay, this service includes the branding of the projects, designing of the tokenomics, getting the right connection to list all the tokens, and also listing, and also the technical know-how. So all of these services are available in the Mars lab. So who needs all these services? Who needs them? The people in the web 2, they need all these services because for them to acquire these services easily, it will cost a bomb, maybe like 500k USDT to 1 million. Because for you to get the right connection to list into multiple exchange, you need to go through a lot of research, and you need to get into the right person. But when you get on board in the M3DAO, simply engage MarsLab. So there will be a huge connection in between. And besides MarsLab, we have the Mars Venture. So Mars Venture, we are talking about venture capitalists like there are a lot, okay, and like Utopia, they're also part of M3DAO. So when I believe that most of the people right here, when you notice a new token listed in the Binance, what's the first thing that you see? Maybe the token already like X2 or X5 or X10. But has it ever happened to you that did you manage to buy the token, or did you manage to make a X10 profit? Maybe out of 10, only one, because it's hard to enter at the right time. So for people in the Mars venture, like GC, he is able to get the price of the token even before it is listed in the exchange platform. And with this right connection, it will benefit our whole M3DAO. So this is why Mars Venture is so important. And in the Mars protocol, we also have DeFi lending. All right. So in the future, the MCD token, you'll be able to form a liquidity pool with Ethereum, or you're getting the mainstream token as well, the blue chip token. So besides that, we also have DeFi lending, and we have GameFi, MediaFi, SocialFi, plenty of flexibility. This will be all happening in the Mars protocol. So let me introduce the investment DAOs. Okay, so GC, he's from our investment DAO. Besides this, we invite multiple talent. If you have a any potential candidate, feel free to drop me a message. So for GC, he previously from Binance NFT team leader, and he's also ex Binance listing team, and he's also from MEXT Global Overseas listing team as well. So what did he do? He is very well known because of his performance. In year 2021, he was ranked as a top 500 trader with an achievement of 15.9 million USD. This is huge because he's part of the Fortune 500, and Binance gave him this achievement, all right, this reward. So he has accomplished a lot of good results. For example, he brought in a lot of high value in the NFT sector. He worked with Cristiano Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury. So these are very influential people. They have their own communities. They have their own fans. So what did GC did? He built NFT with them. And with this, the total sales and volume brought into Binance has reached more than 30 million USDT. And because of these people, they are so influential, it results to an increase of more than 800,000 of the new users added into Binance. So we know that for the Web3 recognition that brought to the traditional market, it is totally priceless. All right. So what's next? I believe some of you know the Gala token, maybe Shiba, GMT. These three tokens are one of the most famous tokens that got listed into Binance. And who is responsible for the listing? GC is the one. So when we have people like GC in the team, easily we are connected to the top tier with the VCs because we know what's the right trend. We know how to make the money. All right. So these are the tokens that make huge flows. So it's nice to have more talented people into the investment DAO because they are running the Mars protocol. Besides GC, we have Eddie. He is focusing on the real assets. Okay, so this is one of the portfolio. I'll be going through a few company because there's too many projects that he's handling. He invested more than like 400 projects and companies. All right. So what did he do? He simply integrate blockchain into traditional business. And by doing so, he's able to build the business and scale the business up to 5-fold or 10-fold easily. All right. So one of the business, which is WebTV Asia. WebTV Asia is one of the top MCN company in the whole Southeast Asia. You guys can Google about this company, right? So they are managing MCN account for more than 3,400 YouTubers. And for some insights, right? WebTV Asia has more than 800 million subscribers. 800 million subscribers, guys. That's a lot. And they are getting views like 7 billion per month. That's huge. So this is the power of bringing people from the MCN company. So it's very important to bring in influential people. And for WebTV Asia, all right, they are going through a pre-IPO on Nasdaq with a market capitalization of 400 million USD. All right. So besides this, we have Malacca Gateway. Malacca Gateway is a project in Malacca, whereby he's working with the Sultan of Malaysia, and we have very renowned people like Najib over here. He is a ex-Prime Minister of Malaysia. So you see, very strong connections. All right. So we have a lot of talented people in our team. And what about Mars Chain? So as I mentioned previously, in Mars Chain, what we aim to do, we aim to have 1 million DID. So 1 million DID is just a baby step. And our Mars chain is deployed in the layer 2. So we are building a strong underlying infrastructures and the ecosystem around it. It will be involving blockchain, influences, and also traditional businesses. So when these three collides, we are creating wonders. Okay. So for Mars chain, why are we running it on layer 2? Okay, because for layer 2, it is a very mature technology already and is very secure. Okay, no doubt about the speed, because the speed is very fast, and most importantly, of course, the gas fee. So we are riding on the Ethereum chain. Okay, I know that some of the people, when you were talking about Ethereum chain, they are worried about the gas fee of the Ethereum because it may be like high, but that is only happens in layer 1, because in the layer 2 chain, the gas fee that we are referring is in cents. Okay, so it is affordable and it's very reasonable for the whole community. So over here, we are also able to observe that this is the avatar for the whole community. Okay, we have BAYC, we have Azukis, we have Empress. There will be, this is only a sample, will be a collaboration. So over here, I would like to give some insights. Okay, so previously I mentioned about Utopia. So Utopia launched a whole new series of avatar. Okay, I'll be covering this at the end of the presentation. Okay, it's very important, a huge update. So Utopia is on board as part of our M3DAO. So we have Emmanuel. So what do? They have more than 70,000 IPs. All right. When we talk about IPs, we're referring to big brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Nike, Adidas, FIFA. These are the huge brands in the Web 2. But who has the authorization to use all these IP? Utopia. So they are getting on board onto Web3 and they are in deep connection with the M3DAO. That's a good news for the whole community. All right. So besides this, we have the Mars crypto card. I believe the crypto card will be done in 2 to 3 weeks time. All right. So stay tuned for the announcement as well. When you have this crypto card, it's very efficient and very, to me, it's like very, I mean, like it's very convenient because I don't need to change into other fiats. Let's say if I go to Dubai, I simply just inject this card into any random ATM machine and it will give me the dirhams. Or if I travel to US, I just get this card and I'll be getting USD. So what do I need to do? I just simply deposit my MCD or MM or USDT into it and I'll be able to use it in any merchant as long as they have the Visa and Masters. All right. So this is also a sample of the crypto card. And yes, this is the end of the presentation. So I hope that I made a clear standing whereby Web3 is definitely the next right trend. And right now in M3DAO, what we focus on is to to get more community on board, and we tend to build 1 million DID. We need to spread the awareness to let people know about the importance of your personal data. And with M3DAO, you are able to get the M3 token, which is the main DAO token of the whole MarsVerse. Okay, so yeah, I end my presentation over here. So the next thing I'm going to cover is the Utopia. But before this, is there any questions?
Yes, thank you very much, Calvin. Very nice and clear and good presentation. Thank you very much. Just 2 questions. The first, it's important that is regarding the 60 days first phase for the release of the 420K
Yes,
MCD. What was the date we start the 60 days period? Was it the 1st of June or the 7th of June?
7th of June.
7th of June. Okay, so
Yes.
then 60 days from 7th of June will be 6th of August.
It'll be around 6 or 7. It's around, it'll be 6 or
No.
7 August.
Okay,
Yeah, around
perfect.
that.
I guess
yeah.
we'll have some official announcement before,
Yeah, there will be.
before that. Yes, okay, thank you very much. The next is, now we will talk about Utopia.
Yes.
I'm really forward to hear that. I was so lucky as well for meeting the CEO in Utopia when I was in Dubai 3-4 weeks ago. So really excited to hear about it. But there is a lot of brands, 70,000 brands already. When do you think we can start to use the 20% of our pool for the MC in our account of our in the MC account?
All right. I'll be covering this later. For the MC, the utilities will be coming out. We need to wait for the announcement on that, right? Okay. So
Good.
I saw a question asked by Camilla. So what is the gas fee token we will use on Mars chain? So Mars chain will be riding on the Ethereum chain. So the gas fee will be ETH. But don't worry, the fees is very low. It'll be in cents. All right. So the Mars chain testnet will be available next month, early month. All right. So stay tuned for that as well. So things are proceeding very well. Okay. Let me show you guys a video. So this video is, hold on. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, can you see the screen? It's a video regarding the collaboration of MarsVerse and Utopia. Right. Can you guys hear it?
Can't hear.
No sound? Hold on. Hold on. There's no... Okay, hold on. What about now? Is it good? No sound?
No sound.
Okay. No sound. Maybe we can look at the subtitles. So this is Emmanuel. He's the CEO of Utopia. So these are the big IPs that are getting on board on the Web3. So they're launching a lot of NFTs and some avatars to collab with MarsVerse. All right. So this is partnership. This is the first partnership that we're going to do at M3. Don't worry, I'll send this video to you guys. All right. So don't need to worry on that. But let me share you guys the latest update for...
You will post it in the chat?
Sorry?
You will post it in the chat, the video?
Yes, definitely. I'll send
Super.
it to you. I'll send it to you. Hold on. Okay, let me check on it. Okay, so share. So right now I'll be sharing info regarding this Utopia. Okay, over here. So just now we know that there's a collaboration of Utopia and MarsVerse, right? So this is the co-branded airdrop event. So this event will start from 1st of July to 20th of July. Instead, it's already ongoing. right? So massive airdrop and token launch over here. So what do they offer? So over here, we are able to see 3 alliance cards. We have the Crimson Explorer, the second one, which is a 500 USDT avatar for Utopia. The second one will be the Galactic Nomad, is 1000 USDT avatar. And also the third one will be, hold on, will be the 100 USDT avatar as well. So it's 100, 500, and 1000. So these are the avatar of the collaboration of MarsVerse and Utopia. All right. So what's the interesting part is during the event, okay, during the event from 1st of July to 20th of July, okay, when we mint 1000 or 5000 or 10,000 Masters avatar, we are able to get free Alliance avatar. All right, we are able to get it for free. How does that happen? And each of these avatar Alliance card, just like I mentioned, there's 3, right? 100, 500, 1000. Each of these avatar, they are going to generate the U coin. All right, they're going to generate a U coin. Okay, so this U coin will be listed in an exchange platform on the 25th this month. All right, so when we mint our MarsVerse avatar, we'll be getting free avatar of the Utopia, and the airdrops will be starting on July 21st. Okay, so what is happening? When you mint 1000 MarsVerse avatar, you'll be getting 100. When you mint a 5000 MarsVerse avatar, you'll be getting a 500. And when you mint a 10,000 avatar, you'll be getting a 2000. Okay, how we are clear with the MarsVerse avatar, right? They are generating, like, if you mint 1000, you're getting X3.5. If you mint 5000, you're getting X4. If you mint 10,000, you get X5. Everyone is clear with this part because the MarsVerse avatar are the basics. So every day they are generating 0.5 to 2%, right? Fluctuates. What about the Utopia avatar? Okay, so over here, we know that when we mint 1000, we're getting a free 100 avatar, right? So what is the avatar generating? So for 100, 500, and 2000 avatar, these avatar are generating up to X4, okay? All same, X4. And all these avatar, similarly as they are generating three different parts, okay? The first one, they're generating an MM2 token. So with this MM2, you're able to convert into Ucoin. And you're also getting UME, and you're also getting MC. So 50% it goes to the MM2, which brings you the Ucoin. 30% we go to the UME, and 20% we go to the MC. This is what generates from the Utopia avatar. Besides that, you're also getting an equivalent amount of the avatar in terms of Ucoin, which means that you can sell it. Let's say you get 100 avatar of the Utopia, you're also getting equivalent 100 USD of Ucoin, and you can sell it in the exchange when it get listed. So besides getting the X4, you're getting additional one benefit equivalent to the avatar of the price. So this airdrop activity is limited to up to 300,000. Okay, so only up to 300,000. All right, so once it's finished, then it will be finished. That's why it's a first come, first serve. All right, so this is very important. All right, so okay, one more thing, that the Ucoin, whenever we mint avatar from 1st of July to 20th of July, let's say if we mint 1000 Masters avatar, what am I getting? I'm getting 100 Utopia avatar, right? So this 100 Utopia avatar will be released on the 21st. So on the 21st, you got your Utopia avatar, and then your profit starts to generate. Same, 0.52%. Yes, okay. Sorry? Oh, okay. I think it's a mic. So you're getting an X4. On top of that, you get a +1. So this one is the value of the avatar in Ucoin. So the price of Ucoin, when it get listed in the exchange, it will be 0.08 USD. Okay. When it will be listed, it will be listed on the 25th of this month. Okay. So when we get the Ucoin, we are getting a cheaper price at a discounted price, which is 0.065. So around 20% discount. So I believe this is very good news for the whole community, but there is only a limited airdrop of this Utopia, only 300,000. Yeah. So basically that's it. Any question?
Yes, I need to to ask if I have understand it correctly. The
Mm.
only way to get an avatar from Utopia in the period started on 1st of July to the 20th of July is to have at least 1,000 avatar in MarsVerse, or 5,000 or 10,000. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Right now,
Because we cannot buy.
yes.
Yeah, we
Okay, right
cannot
now,
buy.
y-
Yeah, we
yeah.
cannot buy the Utopia Alliance card. You need to have an avatar. Then you will automatically have the airdrop. So let's assume I have 10K. 10K, I will have 21st of July, an airdrop to my account, says 2,000 Utopia Avatar Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
That will give me the Ucoin as well.
Correct.
Wow, this is amazing. This
So
is
you
really...
get 2,000, you get the avatar of 2,000. So this 2,000 will be generating a total up to X4, which is
Yeah.
0.5 to 2% a day. And you're also getting 2,000 value of Ucoin.
Wow. This is
Yes,
amazing. And the Ucoin will be listed already in July or
25th. 25th.
25th.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you very much. So
yes. And
people
one more
now,
thing. That's, yeah.
if they want to take part of this, they need to have at least 1,000 avatar in MarsVerse.
All right, that's for now.
Okay,
So
thank you. Yeah.
notice the event over here is 1st of July until 20th. So if people are interested to buy Utopia Avatar, you can buy, but it will be only open on the 13th of this month. And for that, if you want to buy it directly, the limit is even lower. The allocation is lower, only 100,000 worth of Utopia Avatar available. But it will only begin in the 13th of this month, 13th of July.
Can you repeat that one more
Okay.
about 13th of July?
During 13th of July, there will be an announcement for people to buy Utopia Avatar directly. Okay.
Okay.
But there's a limit of the allocation of total 100,000 USD only. Once it's done, it's done. It's very fast.
So that will be in the back office of the 13th of July. You can
Yes,
buy
yes.
the
Correct.
Utopia Avatar. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is the
Correct.
difference if you buy an MarsVerse before the 13th?
The difference is if you buy it on the 13th, you get to hold the avatar at 7 days earlier.
Yeah.
But to me, I think the best is to get the airdrop rewards, because when you mint
Yeah.
Master's Avatar, you're getting a free Utopia Avatar. I think that's the best
Yes,
way to utilize.
for
Yeah.
sure. So after the 13th of July, you can buy the Utopia Avatar, but it is limited to 100,000 USDT or MM.
Globally. Once it's sold,
Globally.
it's
Wow.
sold.
So that
Yes.
is very, very difficult
Very
to...
limited.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Thank you. That is really, really important information.
Okay, so yeah, I see a lot of questions. Let me answer them. Yes, I can share the one-page chart. Okay. Hold on, let me share it. Okay. How do I share it? Okay, I'll share it at the end of the presentation. So let me answer the question first. If vote after phase 1 says listing, what happened to the rest of the MCD token? Okay, yeah, correct. So this one will be decided by the community. All right. So we wait for the DAO. And okay, next question. You need to buy a new M3 avatar in the promotion period. The previous avatar doesn't count. So within 1st of July to 20th of July, when you buy a new avatar, you'll be getting Utopia avatar. Okay. So let's say if you buy a single 1,000 avatar, then you get 100. Yeah, Crypto King answered correctly. Yes. Okay, we have a lot of people answering questions. Okay, so but you only get YouTube after if you get one. Yes, that's why within this period of time, 1st of July to 20th of July, I think now there's still some allocation, but if it goes near 20th of July, right, I'm not sure whether the airdrop is enough. That's very important. The time we were racing against time. That's why I talked to Rune. I need to organize this session as soon as possible. Yeah.
Yes, because this is very important to know if you have an avatar before the 1st of July, will that count in an airdrop, or do you need to have at least 1K after the 1st of July to get part
Okay.
in the airdrop?
You need to get it at the 1st of July or after the
Yes.
first. Let's say yes, only then only get airdrop.
Yes, okay. So everything you bought before doesn't count in this campaign.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Correct.
Then we know. And it's also very, very important for those people that answer questions in the chats. Don't assume, be sure you know the correct answer. Otherwise, we are just assuming. And you know what happened when we assume? You make an ass of you and me. So we must not assume.
Yes. I can't share the one pager over here. Maybe I'll share in the group, then I'll share the video and a one pager in the WhatsApp group, and then I hope everyone can spread it. So make sure everyone is on the same footage and we keep everyone informed.
Can I quickly ask a question, Calvin?
Yes, sure.
So if you invested $1,000 in a M3 avatar,
Okay.
the 1st and the 20th, you'd get a 100 Utopia avatar and 100 tokens.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, correct. Which is a very good deal. That's why it's very limited allocation.
Yeah, good deal.
Those person, because this I didn't know about the campaign that start already 1st of July. So it is so good to tell the people that already have bought 1K, 5K, and 10K.
Yeah.
This is a huge bonus for them.
Yes, exactly. I mean, like if people buy it on the first, then it's great. It's great. But if you bought it before, don't be sad. You still have your own benefit. So maybe you can buy another one to get the Utopia avatar. We have to. No. I mean, like just now to answer Robert's question, he mentioned that we have to buy avatar 1K before 13th of July. You can buy it between 1st of July to 20th of July. You just buy the MarsVerse avatar and you'll be able to get the free 100 Utopia avatar. But after 13th of July, you'll be able to get after 13th of July, you can have another choice where you can buy Utopia avatar directly. So you can buy yourself a Utopia avatar. But I think the best way to utilize this is to get it for free. Right? Why you want to buy it when you can get it for free?
So Robert, I just have to say, the person you get on board yesterday with 30K avatar,
Okay.
amazing. He is a lucky person.
Yes,
So
yes, definitely.
very good job of you, Robert. And also
Yes.
guest Ola, bring on board 20K yesterday, one person. So
Yes.
really good.
Yes. Make sure to spread this to everyone.
Absolutely.
Right. So any more questions, guys?
Thank you very much, Calvin. Amazing presentation, amazing news and updates. Thank you to all of you that took your time to spend 1 hour with
No worries, no
Calvin.
worries.
This Zoom. Amazing. Thank you very much, Calvin. Take care
Right.
in Kuala Lumpur and look forward to see you in Europe soon. And
Yeah, see you guys soon.
see you.
guys
Bye.
soon. Bye-bye.